Hello, friends. My name is Aslam Sheikh, your host for this evening, and I'm founder and CEO of Aleph, a platform to promote the global education and perspective of global career. This is our 44th webinar series and broadcasted live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube channels. Every Friday, we aim to bring in the valuable speakers to discuss the topic that is important to you and for your career. For the benefit of our first time viewers, let me quickly introduce you who we are and what we do. So I'll be going to share the screen and hopefully you will be able to see a short presentation about Aleph. So let me begin with the introduction. So the word Alif is signifies in the Urdu and Arabic language as the first alphabet, and since it signifies the beginning or the learning of the new things, so that's the reason why we decided to have this name for our organization. When talking about Alif, we are there since last 2008. We have counseled over 23,000 students for different countries and courses we represent. We maintain a very healthy admission rate of 100% and 95% as a visa success ratio. We represent 14 countries across different continents. Our affiliation come from ICF WEBA, which are the international German and Swiss brand. We are award-winning company by British Council. We are the member of BNI Plus chapter, which is one of the largest networking group. We have also been awarded as a Singapore Education Specialist by Singapore Tourism Board, etc., etc. Let's move further. In this COVID time, we had some good reasons to rejoice. We were named as the top 10 most recommended overseas education by Insight Success Media. Thank you very much for this recognition. What we also promise to our students is 100% guarantee of admission, because we understand that when you place your documents with us, you really are looking forward for a next step in your career, and we do understand the seriousness of that. These are some of the universities or colleges where our students are studying or have studied in the past across various countries. We also help our students to get the scholarship. Up till now, since last 2000, until last 2019, we had 23 crore rupees of scholarship distributed to our Alif students across various different scholarship heads. We offer career counseling for the students who are confused about what to do and where to study. We also offer the IELTS coaching. We are the award-winning company by the British Council. And of course, for study abroad, we help you right from student profiling to application, visa process, SOP writing. We help you for the education loan. You must have seen in various of our online programs having the tie-up with the nationalized and cooperative banks who help our students to get the loan. We assist you for visa, fee transfer, air ticket, foreign exchange, pre-departure session, and also about finding the accommodation. Well, these are the countries where our students can have a chance to choose the college across different continents. We are very active on social media, so you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube. You can write about your experiences with us if you've already availed the services. Well, we are also very active in organizing the events. Of course, during pre-COVID, we had a lot of events whereby either we organized or participated, and these are some of the pictures in front of you. We also visit our students abroad. So not only me, but my counselors have been encouraged to visit our students, spend time with them on the campus to get the feel of the education system of that particular country. Talking about me, I've personally counseled 1,000 plus students. I've traveled to 14 plus countries. I'm a certified consultant by ICF WEBA, British Council. Also, I'm in the executive member committee of education committee of Bombay Industries Association. I'm also the ex-president of BNI Plus chapter and also the member of various chamber of commerce. I was also named as the 10 best consulting leaders to watch for in 2020 by Knowledge Review. So moving further, let's move to our today's topic. And after doing this introduction, let me introduce you to today's topic. And we have already got some very interesting queries by our viewers. So today's topic is trending careers through the luxury and brand management programs. And to discuss this exciting subject, we have with us an expert speaker. And let me do the honor of introducing him. Hi, Rahul. Nice to have you.
Hello, Aslam. Hi, glad being a part of the show. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So let me quickly introduce Rahul. Rahul is the regional manager of South Asia for Sup De Luxe and also the Placenta Group. Rahul is a graduate from IT background from IET Delhi and also has done MBA in marketing from University of Pune. He's mentioned that he's pursuing his master in data science and business analytics from University of Texas, Austin. That's very nice, Rahul, to know about you that you're still being also a student into this
Yeah.
debate. And also, Rahul has spent 7 years in this particular industry with multiple international universities across the globe. Now he's heading the South Asia Recruitment Office and Operations of Group Placenta, which of course is managing group for the Sup De Luxe Institute we are talking about. So, friends, if you have got any query, any question, we will be very crisp and short, and we will be available for the next 30 minutes. So, if you have any questions, do write it to us, or you can always contact us later on. So, let me begin this today's session, and today we are going to talk about what is luxury, and because it's a talk of the town, especially in the city like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, where people are talking about luxury, branding, brand management. Youngsters are confused as usual because they don't know exactly what is the meaning and how it is different from marketing, for the example, and just to make an easy comparison. So let's understand from Rahul, being an expert into this particular field and a representative of this very luxurious French institute. And let's shoot our first question to Rahul. Rahul, give us an insight to our students and parents who are listening to you, that what is luxury? How do you define luxury, and what is the branding for the students to learn from?
Yeah, I'd say the basic textbook thing about luxury, I think we all know, is that luxury is something which is not the basic necessity, right? But which is above the basic necessity. But in proper terms of luxury, right? So if you want to mention that way, so what I'd say is luxury goods are something whose demand increases as the income rises, right? Which is not exactly true for all the other default things. It's majorly a product that is provided not the basic necessity, but a state of great comfort, elegance, especially with a great expense. So, in shorter words, I can say luxury is something which doesn't come cheap, but at the same time brings in value in the society and a comfort and an elegance along with it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, and as you asked, right, what luxury branding eventually means, right? So branding is more of creating a value for anything, right? So that can be for a soap or a diamond, right? So they are very different, but luxury branding is more on creating a unique identity. So that it's just like a Nike swoosh symbol, right? So everyone who sees a swoosh anywhere identifies it immediately as a Nike thing, even though if it is not on a shoe, right? And that is what luxury creates. Luxury creates a unique value to a particular product, right? And luxury branding means that.
Thank you, Rahul, for this very crisp and short explanation about luxury and branding. And friends, I'll just add some more of our research work. It's important to see that how luxury has been perceived differently in the different market. Because in India, one of the experts has to say that in India, the luxury is not only about the product, it also about experience of consuming that product. So that's
Exactly.
also comes back to the luxury product. And Indian customers are more inclined towards the process of consuming the product vis-a-vis just having that product as a luxury product. So it's very interesting, and it's a very deep subject to talk about, of course. So we will discuss more about it. Let's go to the next question. So Rahul, what's the significance of doing this particular program from France as a country?
Yeah, that's I think one of the most prominent questions, right? And the best first reason I would say is location, right? When you are in Paris, right? So Paris is called the capital of luxury for a reason, because almost 75% of all the luxury brands in the world, not just in Europe, right? In the world are originated out of Paris, right? And it's right at the epicenter. And when you are studying luxury or any program, right, it's always considered that you study in a place where the industry is epicentered at. And that way, I think France and Paris is the perfect location for a student to study luxury. And along with it, again, it's two more points, which is opportunity and the language. Opportunity, as I already told, right? So there are a lot of companies which are into these fields, so it is more relevant for you to get more opportunities to work and experience the real market in France. And the French language is commonly called the lingo of luxury, right? So every luxury brand, most of them have a workplace language as French, right? And it's very common known fact. So that way, so going to France would give you three things, right? It gives a great location where you can thrive with luxury as a brand. It gives you an opportunity to explore the real industry, right, and get a job or get an experience into the industry, and eventually learn the language of luxury as well, right? So which is very important in today's time.
Absolutely, Rahul. So thank you very much. And that's how we define luxury in context with a country like France. And in
Yeah.
fact, one very interesting data I have got with me here, which says that talking about the Chinese customers, and Chinese have been known for spending a lot of money in luxury in recent times. So the data
Right.
suggests that 50 to 60% of luxury spending by Chinese customer has happened outside China. So
True.
this also gives you a lot of perception that people tend to buy luxurious item outside their own country, and this is where maybe the France could be the winner in terms of attracting more customers who want to spend for luxury. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, in India also there is an increasing demand for the imported, for example, the imported furnitures. And the
Right.
true buyers of luxury furnitures are, in fact, not even shying away of visiting the country, looking at the furniture, placing their order, and coming back to India. So that's what
Right.
the different level of luxury can be defined. Thank you, Rahul. Just
Right.
addition our students' point of view. Now let's move to the next question and understand. Once we understood the France as a country for the luxury, where and how Sup De Luxe position itself within France. If I'm
Mhm.
as a student listening to you, why should I look at this institute to pursue
Right.
the courses, whatever you offer? So you can talk about that and why this institute.
Why this institute? Again, this is a question I think we should always answer, right? Why we choose an institution. Sup Lux is to give a bit of a background about what Sup Lux is. That the creators of the diamond brand Cartier, when they created the brand, they wanted specific executives who can promote a product which is like a diamond, right? Which has the minimum product value was such a huge amount, and a normal general marketing person won't be able to do that. So that's when Cartier's creator created a school so that they can produce executives who are correct fit for the luxury brands. And Sup Deluxe was that institution. So Sup Deluxe is the creation of Cartier, and till today, Sup Deluxe is a chair Cartier. So what we mean by that is that the CEO of diamond brand Cartier and its sub brands is always the CEO of Sup Deluxe, right? And so that's again a great value when it comes into the world of luxury, because luxury works on contacts, right? And the institution is 21 years old. So when you check out any luxury management program or institution across the globe, you would hardly find any institution which has a legacy of more than 20 years in luxury, right? And so Deluxe is one of the first three institutions in the world to start luxury management as a full-time school. So that puts the school in a very prestigious and a distinct position, right? It's been ranked among the top 10 in the world for past 8 years in a row. It's a very project and real-time classroom because, again, the creators are practical people, right? So they were not educationists. They were more on people from the industry who created the program, right? So they are more towards a project orientation. And the best part, right, I think this is more relevant to our audience, our Indian students, right? So that when we look out for an institution, right, so we majorly look out for what we get as an quality, the ranking and everything, but eventually we also look how we get an output out of it, what kind of jobs, what kind of internships we are a part of, right? And Subdi Looks has more than 4,000 alumni across different countries in let's say influential positions. So just because of that, 60% of our students approximately are absorbed into companies where our own alumni are in are founders or CEOs of companies, right? So yeah, yeah.
Such a huge legacy behind the program. So, friends, for your easy reference, I have tried to type whatever Rahul said, and this is there in the comment box for you. Just a reflection, a quick reflection of the institute, and why should you look at this institute when you're looking for a luxury or brand management related program. Thank you, Rahul. That was really impressive background which you have given to us, and I'm sure that many students who are looking forward to this particular program, and there are many who are looking for these kind of niche courses, should be
Right.
and must be looking at your institute. Moving to the
Right.
next question, Rahul, we would also like to understand, and this is again, many of students and parents have asked this question, is that when we talk about luxury and brand management course, first of all, what are the different options as a student do I have to choose from your institute at a master's level? And
Right.
second thing, what am I going to study actually in terms of subjects or curriculum in this particular program?
Right. So for the options, what students have, right? So luxury again, as a market, is divided into three things, right? So first, it's a generalized luxury management, right? So we have an MBA in luxury management. Now, this is a program where a student from, let's say, business, a student from engineering, anyone can apply, because luxury is there in every industry, right? So there is a luxury in Rolls Royce. So an automobile engineer is very relevant over there, and there is a luxury in a piece of clothes, right? So there is a fashion designer relevant over there, right? So that being the global MBA program, we have the MSc. We have one more MSc program in fashion management, right? So fashion management, as the name suggests, it's very towards the fashion. And as you know that 80% of the fashion labels in the world, the biggest fashion labels in the world, are Paris-based. Either they are originated in Paris, or if they have originated elsewhere, they have their biggest setup in Paris, right? So that's one more program we have. And again, we have a program which is more of a niche program as compared to all our programs are niche, but this is more niche. That's a food and wine. So students who want to study with the cream of the industry about food and wine, right? So we have a program of MSc there as well. So these three programs is what we have in English language, right? So we do have other programs in French, completely French, but these are English taught programs where it is relevant for students. Now, to answer your second question, that's about what do they study in luxury management, right? So they do study. So luxury management also is a part of management, right? So they definitely study the basics of all the management studies. But apart from that, they in depth and study the up to date study of luxury world. So they just study what other luxury brands have done, what they have done in the past, what they have done in today, and how it is going to be implemented in the future, right? So luxury management as a program is more on case study basis rather than a book basis, right? So that's the reality, right? So it's not based on a curriculum which is hardbound. It is more on hardbound projects you will be given from day one, right? And you will work with multicultural teams. And the best part about one of the faculties was discussing with me about luxury is that if you are a student who wants to study food and wine, there might be a chance that you will do a project in automobile. So it will be very illogical in the normal sense of a business world. But the reason they want to do this is that you have some luxury cues which can be picked from other industry and can be implemented in your industry. So that's how this program works, right? And
Right.
yeah, it's eventually boils down to creating a value out of nothing, right? Yeah, that's whole luxury about.
Absolutely. So, friends, just to sum up what Rahul has just mentioned, you have got MBA in luxury management, you have got MS in fashion management, and you have got MS in food and wine management in order to pursue at the master's level. All programs are English taught programs. MBA in luxury management specifically is applicable for any students coming from any bachelor background, because that, what rightly Rahul said, can be implied to any industry, any product, or any field. So you have got plenty of options. I believe these kind of niche institutes who are very focused and highly focused into this particular field of areas would be the right choice, rather than you getting lost into the big universities who have got plenty of courses to offer, and they have got not a focus approach but a very distributed approach of offering the education. And what could be
Right.
the best thing to learn when you get to know that your institute has been founded by one of the luxurious brand, Cartier? And I guarantee you, you may not be able to see that much this brand presence very actively here in India. But when you visit Switzerland, or as a matter of fact, any luxurious developed country in Europe, you would see that Cartier is there everywhere, not only for diamond but also for watches and many other products which they have manufactured. So thank you, Rahul. That was really interesting to know about. Moving further, What are the career options, Rahul? I mean, now I've understood France, I've understood school, I've understood the program. Once I
Right.
graduate, do what kind of support or facilities I would get from the institute in order to look for a job or career after the
Right.
completion of.
Oh, the first thing about the institution is that the institution, I am not sure whether you've gone through, everyone has listened to my introduction. So I'm a part of Grupo Planeta. So Grupo Planeta is a conglomerate, Spanish-based conglomerate. They are one of the oldest publishing houses. For everyone to understand easily, the Netflix series Money Heist, they were one of the producers of it. So,
Oh,
so Grupo Planeta is the promoting member of EDC as well, Sup De Luxe as well. So how it matters to you is that Sup De Luxe has a career cell on campus, which helps the students with internships and jobs and everything in France, right? Whereas since Grupo Planeta has its presence across Europe and South America, so we have one more career cell which is centralized based out of Barcelona. So every student is given an opportunity to start look out for jobs in Paris, in France, and also in Europe and South America, right? So I'd say very rarely you will find an institution which gives you a variety to look out for options across the globe, right? And the best part is that 93% of our students are into relevant jobs in their industry what they've chosen within 2 months of graduating, right? And it's a very hardbound fact and rare to find, right? So yeah.
right. So employment within 2 months, that's a track record what the institute is maintaining for. And just I've got one question. That do we offer the internship or any practical work projects during this course period?
Yes, so internship is a mandatory part of the program. So it's not an option. So students do get into internships and also into live projects. So as I told you, the program is more practical oriented. So you will have live projects that'll be ranging between a week's project or a 2 weeks project, and an internship which will range between 1.5 to 2 months, right? So it is mandatory for a student to do at least one internship per year when they're studying with us, and at least three live projects. But if there is a student who's interested to do more, we are very happy to help them with that as well.
Okay, great. So, friends, here not only you get the good background, good quality institute, good focus institute of subjects in this particular field, but also an opportunity to hone your practical skills and put your theory into practice to see that how does it really works in the real time in the professional environment. So you have got the projects environment, you have got the internship opportunities, and that's what Rahul has got to offer you if you're looking for this particular program. Thank you, Rahul. Moving further, so would you like to talk about the duration of the course, eligibility criteria, and the fees part?
Right. So, for the duration of the course, again, so all our programs are 1 year or 2 year programs. Now, why I want to specify on that is that if you are someone who has a 3 years undergraduation in India, then you will be eligible to do a 2 years master's, right? Whereas if you have done a 4 years undergraduation in India, then you will be eligible to do a 1 year master. So, in case if you are someone who has already done an undergraduation and a master's, then you still are eligible to do a 1 year master's right away if you've done a 3 years. The reason is that if you have 4 years of minimum education after year 12, then you're eligible for the 1 year program. Or else, then you got to do the 2 year program. So that is the minimum eligibility. And for a student to be eligible, they need to have an English proficiency. So an IELTS of 6 and above is preferred. Whereas it is not absolutely mandatory. So we do have our own interview round where we check your English skills. But yeah, it is preferred that you have an IELTS of 6 and above. And as per your graduation scores, graduation or post graduation scores, we look on for a minimum of 55% and above, right? So here, a student is judged more on the interview what we conduct and their understanding of luxury as a market, right? So we don't want you to be a pro in the market already, but at least you should know the basic why you are coming in, right? Whereas academics 55% and above, we are fine with that because we want someone. So they say, right? So we are created by Cartier, and that's a very famous saying by Cartier that they are searching for coal so that they can convert it into diamond. So that's what we are looking for. So we don't want stone because whatever we try, we won't convert it into diamond. So if you're coal, yeah, you're good enough. Right.
Very well said, Rahul. Thank you very much, and I'm sure the students must have understood what are the requirements. Here's the reference for you guys. It's very pretty simple and straightforward, I guess, and then As compared to again with the other institutes in other countries, you have got pretty straightforward eligibility criteria which you can have a look at. For more information, you can always come back to us. So moving towards the end of the session, Rahul, we would like to understand that how's the present scenario of
Right.
ongoing challenges which we are facing in terms of COVID, and whether
Right.
student can travel, whether visa offices are open, or is there any self isolation is required on arrival, etc., etc. Please do let us know
Right.
further.
Yeah, I think with COVID right now, so we have adapted to the blended classroom session. So what it means is that students can, if we have 50 students for a particular program, 25 will attend classes today, physical classes, and 25 would do online today, and the next day it will just be reversed, right? So just by that, you would understand that you can travel. So it's not an online class. I know online class has become a cuss word of lately in 2020. So students can travel and the campuses are open. Even though France in between goes through lockdown, so we went through a lockdown a few weeks back again. So only you won't have physical classes in case if there is a complete lockdown in France, but otherwise it is blended learning. And visa offices are open, so students are processing for visa, so you can travel for the upcoming April or the September intake. So it is open that way.
Is there any isolation is required on arrival?
So isolation again, how it functions at this point of time based on the students who have traveled is that if you are someone who's traveling with a valid COVID test, which is kind of mandatory now with the student, so there is an isolation option for the student to take it for 14 days once they arrive, right? Whereas if there is a project going on, because we had some students who would arrive directly for the second semester now, right? So if you have a project going on and if you have been tested negative again after going there, you can come back to campus. So that's not a problem, but it is a recommended option. It is not a mandatory option of isolation.
Okay, fair enough. I think that helps students and friends. So everything is open at the moment. Admissions, visa process. You are welcome to apply for the coming intake. And where's the next intake, Rahul, for this particular programs?
So we have an intake in April and we have an intake in October. I think we are late for April already, right? So we are just closing down the application. So October is the next intake, which we are expecting students to apply for.
Okay, great. So the students who are graduating and listening to this particular programs, you can start preparing yourself for the October intake, and hopefully your exams will be getting over by April, May, as soon as it is announced by the respective university board in India. And that by that time you should be having your offer letter so that you can conditional offer letter so that you can start preparing yourself soon as you get your exams results out. So thank you very much, Rahul, for this part of information. So, friends, just to add a few more things about the luxury and brand before we conclude this session. India's luxury goods market, and I've got the Life Mint report with me, and also the Economic Times, that India luxury market is expected to be worth 7,956 million dollars in this 2020, even after considering the loss what they have adjusted in this COVID situation. So it's a huge market. Of course, it's not as big as India or China, but in our Indian terms, it's a huge market to look at. There are still the brands who are trying to make their entry level products available in India market. Not a full fledged products are available. It's a very virgin market for you to exploit and explore if you are really looking for a career in this particular segment. And it is also expected to grow by 10% CGR. And that's a very healthy growth, which we are expecting even post-COVID session. So that tells you that where the industry is going in India market from the Indian context point of view, wherein when you talk about the advanced countries or developed countries, luxury is the big thing in terms of day-to-day necessary items to the luxurious brands, the luxury products. That's how the industry is being projected, and I'm sure that excites you enough to have a look at this particular segment of education, which is not been opted for many students. So it means also a less competition, wherein you focus and be available at the initial stage, whereby the market is growing, and they are looking out for a professionals who understand luxury and brand. So with this, you can take up this particular Sup De Luxe Institute option available for you, who is focused onto this particular segment. So thank you, Rahul. Thank you very much for your
Sure.
today's time, and we really appreciate your presence and your institute's inclusion with Alif
Right.
Overseas.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thanks a lot for having me on. Yeah, that's that. Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Rahul. So, thank you, friends, for watching us live. And this was today's session, Trending Careers with Luxury and Brand Management. Thank you for joining us today. If you still have got any further question, you are free to contact us on our helpline number, which is there in front of you, 9987099890, or you can write to us on www.alif.in. Our professional counsel will be more than happy to answer your queries and offer you the right option. Alternative to that, I would also like to offer you the link for you to download the Alif app, which will definitely help you to go through these institutes and make a wise choice while surfing through their different requirements. So here is the link for you for the Google App Store or the Apple App Store in front of you. My name is Aslam Sheikh, founder and CEO of Alif, signing off with a promise to come back again next week sharp on 5 sharp at 5 p.m. on Friday with another interesting topic and with some amazingly talented speaker enlightening you on the subject that matters to you the most. Until then, stay safe and stay excited.